Imagine waking up to a perfectly ordinary sky. No warning, no thunder, no sign in the clouds, just an ordinary morning, like any other morning your ancestors had lived through for 100,000 years before. And then, within 24 hours, almost everything alive on Earth was pushed to the edge of extinction. This is not the story of a war. This is not the story of a famine. This is the story of the single worst day our species may have ever survived. A day when the human population may have collapsed to just a few thousand individuals huddled in scattered pockets across a dying world. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are traveling back roughly 74,000 years to relive the 24 hours that very nearly ended the human story before it truly began. This is the eruption of Toba. Let's set the scene. It is a day like any other on the ancient supercontinent stretching from Africa to Asia. Small bands of early Homo sapiens move through the landscape in groups of maybe 20 to 50 people. They hunt, they gather roots and fruit, they pass down fire, language, and memory to their children. Life is hard, but it is life, and it has continued generation after generation for tens of thousands of years. 2,500 miles away, on the island we now call Sumatra, the ground does not know it is about to make history. Beneath the surface sits a chamber of molten rock, so massive it defies comprehension, a reservoir of pressure that has been building for hundreds of thousands of years. And on this day, that pressure finally wins. The mountain does not just erupt, it detonates. In a matter of minutes, the volcano now known as Toba unleashes one of the most powerful explosions in the last 2 million years of Earth's history. Modern estimates suggest it ejected somewhere around 2,800 cubic kilometers of material, enough to bury an entire country under meters of ash. The blast is heard, if heard is even the right word, across thousands of miles. Nearby, there is no time to run. Forests are flattened instantly. Rivers boil. The sky itself seems to tear open. A column of ash rockets more than 30 kilometers into the sky, punching straight through the stratosphere. Pyroclastic flows, walls of superheated gas and rock, moving faster than any human could ever run, sweep across the surrounding land, and there is nothing that survives in their path. For communities living within 1,000 kilometers, day turns to night. Ash falls like snow, but this snow burns the lungs, blankets the water sources, and coats every leaf that might have been food. Some geological evidence suggests ash layers from this single event have been found as far away as India, Africa, and the floor of the Arabian Sea, a fingerprint of destruction stretched across an entire hemisphere. For the people not close enough to be killed instantly, a new kind of terror begins. Survival. The sun is gone, not set, gone, swallowed behind a haze of ash and sulfur particles, now spreading through the upper atmosphere. Temperatures begin to fall. What was daylight now looks like a permanent, sickly dusk. Groups of early humans, hundreds or even thousands of miles from the eruption itself, look up at a sky they no longer recognize. The animals they hunt are dying or fleeing. The plants they depend on are choking under ash and cold. By the end of this single day, the immediate blast has already reshaped the landscape forever, but the true catastrophe is only beginning. In the years that follow this 24-hour window, some scientists propose the eruption triggers what is often called a volcanic winter, a period where sulfur aerosols reflect sunlight back into space, potentially dropping global temperatures by several degrees for years at a time. This is the heart of what researchers call the Toba catastrophe theory, the idea that this single eruption pushed the entire human species through a genetic bottleneck, collapsing our numbers down to a population some estimates place as low as 3 to 10,000 breeding individuals. It's worth being honest here. This theory is debated. Not every scientist agrees on how severe the human impact truly was, and some genetic and archaeological evidence suggests certain populations, particularly in parts of Africa and India, may have continued relatively undisturbed. But even the most conservative interpretations agree on one thing. Toba was a planet-altering event, and for the people living through it, that single day would have felt like the end of the world. Think about what that means. Every single person alive today, every language, every culture, every civilization ever built, may trace back to a small handful of survivors who lived through the aftermath of this one impossible day. That's all it took to darken the sky, silence the forests, and push our entire species to the very edge of oblivion. And yet, we are here, somewhere, in the ash-covered ruins of that world. Small groups of humans kept their fires burning. They found water. They found each other. They endured a winter that lasted not months, but years, and they carried the flame of our species forward into the next chapter of history. The eruption of Toba is a humbling reminder of how fragile our existence has always been and how resilient it has proven to be. We are not here because survival was guaranteed. We are here because our ancestors refused to let one impossible day be the end of the story. If you enjoyed this journey back to one of the most dangerous days our species ever faced, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter in the incredible story of ancient human survival. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.